Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back to Money Blues with me, DJ FIRDAUS.
And also DJ Ami.
So, DJ Ami, did we have a good guest last week?
Yeah, we have Hawa Rizwana.
Yeah, Hawa Rizwana is a good one, right?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of input to share with her, and today also we got another good guest, which with us right now. So after this song from Ed Sheeran, I See Fire, we're gonna introduce you guys to our guest for today. So stay tuned with us. Iium FM.
Your campus radio.
Stay tuned. Okay, hi and welcome back with us. With me, DJ FIRDAUS and
DJ Ami.
okay, just now we listened to I See Fire with by Ed Sheeran. So right now we are going to introduce you guys to our our guest for today, Money Blues, which is we got Zamzamil and Haziq.
Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum.
I love you, Zamzamil. You're the best.
Stop being irritating, Zamzamil. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say congratulations to you guys
Thank
for
you
winning
very
the
much.
latest SRC election.
Thank you.
So as I can see that you guys menang besar, they call it, right?
Yes, so yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations to you guys. So
Thank you.
before we proceed with all the heavy topics for today,
Wow.
I would like for you guys to introduce your background first. Your name, where you live, your hobby, and your course, what you're in right now. So yeah, but we start with Haziq.
I think I passed the brother Zamzamil since
Okay, alright.
he have the most confident level. No, it wasn't me. That was other girls outside. They're going.
Haziq is known to be a humble leader. Okay, we proceed to Zamzamil. Okay, Zamzamil.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Zamzamil Amin bin Muhammad Nasir. I am a third year student of psychology under HS. What else? My hobbies: futsal, studying, praying 5 times a day.
It's
not hobby. Oh, sorry, not hobby. That's my job. That's my job.
Oh, that's your job.
Just like SRC now is my job.
Alright, so where do you live, by the way?
I was born in Dubai, UAE,
Okay, you was born
but I am Malaysian.
UAE. All right,
Yeah, yeah.
I heard it wrong. You said UAE.
You need to open a map, Jim. You need to open a map.
Okay, so you was born in Dubai.
Yeah, born in Dubai, schooling until CFS. Since then I've been in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you find Malaysia, by the way?
It's good. I guess it looks like I've adapted.
Oh yeah.
wow.
So far, we kind of have like two international kind of international student with us, like a guy from Dubai, and then the previous one is from Singapore, right?
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah.
It's not from Dubai, pun.
Yeah, he was born in Dubai.
Only born.
Yeah, same as me.
So yeah, interesting fact is
Okay, so now let's proceed to Haziq.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Muhammad Haziq bin Abdul Aziz, third year second semester political science student. A proud IIM student also. First of all, thank you very much for the previous SRC election, for casting your vote to me and Zamir. It's been an honor for us to receive such vote, and we'll try our best. We'll try our best to ensure that our manifesto will be done in a smooth and in a period of our SRC term. So my hobby, basically, people don't think I'm into sports, but I actually love playing badminton and also swimming.
Okay.
I used to play hockey before this, but since I get a little bit fat, so I stopped playing hockey. And then
a little bit, huh?
a little bit only. And then I love to read books, but currently I stopped reading because it's quite busy. So I'll be continuing back after 25th of November, I think.
Okay, it seems like Haziq have the same hobby as me. You know, reading books.
Oh yeah, whenever I come inside your room, reading.
Inside my room and then scrolling the FB.
Yes,
Facebook, right?
Oh, that's
Facebook, come on.
our DJ Firdaus loves to read. All the time, every day. Yeah, even inside the cafeteria.
Yeah,
Don't you
I
see?
love to read, you know.
He ignores us for the book.
A lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like Haziq, you was a former of RKHS president, right?
Oh,
RKHS.
currently
Still
RKHS as president, but we'll be ending our 10 years soon, inshallah, on 30th 30th December.
30th December.
So we'll be recruiting. So those who are HS students or IRK students that listening in Iium FM, we will open a recruitment form for you guys to fill in. So do join us. We hope for a betterment of this kuliah.
Wow, that's nice. That's a nice speech from the president. I thought it was the last speech of this slot. You know? It's just an opening.
Oh yeah.
So for Haziq, how long have you been in RKH as a president?
I started last year on, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think like right now is when we were elected into IRKHSS.
This is the first 10 year, but we started last year until this year, in the end of this year.
How about you, Zamzamil? I'm sure that both of you have a good position in
Right now?
this IIUM society. So you hold some of the position, right? Can you tell me something about it?
My position in IIUM under KBS, I started in my second year actually. I wasn't involved in anything until my second year. In my
I
second
see.
year, I joined Sykesta
Subcom.
as a subcom
Sykesta.
under publications and promotions, PRC.
So successful.
Yeah, shout out to Sykesta, Fazira Fairuz.
Okay.
And then after that, I went for the interview for IRKHSS and managed to get General Secretary.
No, before we enter IRKHSS, we are the sub.
Oh yeah, subcoms of IRKHSS.
Oh, you're on the
under welfare.
Yeah, do you know Haziq Azizi?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my first guest for this.
Oh, yeah?
time, actually.
Okay.
But I don't interview him because of the position, just for psychological matter.
I see. Oh, but he does have high positions. President MRCI, President of
President.
SILAT. Yeah.
And all the stuff, president.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a president of myself.
Oh, we all are.
Control my life. So about
You
this,
sure you control your life?
yeah, I'm sure.
Who's that outside?
Come on, out of topic. Okay, about Haziq.
Yes.
You are doing political science right now. So, why is it you choose political science instead of other courses?
Basically, my first ambition of entering UIA is that I want to take law. Law.
Okay.
But-
During the foundation, isn't it?
Yes, during the foundation also. But suddenly, what hits me so hard to change course and stick to human science and pursue with my political science bachelor is that I think political science is more suitable for me in understanding quite diverse knowledge of politics in Malaysia, and also in political science we learn few acts and also legal rulings, so that this helped me to have a balanced
Yes.
study in IIUM, and also to have a wider scope in understanding politics in Malaysia, mostly in our campus.
Okay, knowing you that, I think for some reason because you want to choose law because you like to debate, right, in the school, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I love to I love to join debate.
Oh yeah, you love to join debates. Right. I think that's the reason why. Okay, how about you, Zamzamil? You choose psychology as your first choice or anything else?
Actually, there's a long story to my education.
Yeah.
I just want the students to know that what they might see of me now is like someone of, whatever, SRC. That position is quite high anyway.
Yeah.
But they should know that my path here has been through a lot of failures. I went to 3 other universities before ending up in CFS.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so once upon a time I wanted to do economics, then I went into international relations. When I was in CFS, moving to IIUM, I wanted to do political science.
All right.
But then I did all the intros in one semester and I decided that I fell in love with psychology. Yeah.
You fell in love with psychology or fell in love with someone inside?
And
Okay, that's another story, huh, Zamzamil? That we're going to
want to tell about your story? Oh, let's say
no. All right, let's move on to the SRC thingy.
Oh, cepatnya.
Yeah, of course. So, the question is for both of you. Anyone of you can answer it. Just want to ask you something. What do you think about this SRC process? During the campaign or during the election process, do you face any kind of difficulties or maybe that people treat you like the process itself? Can you tell me something about it?
The process of deciding that you want to run for candidacy.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I don't know about the other candidates, but for me, maybe it took like 3 weeks to construct my manifesto.
Wow.
I decided only if I have a good manifesto, then I'll run for SRC. And then after that, me and Haziq, our campaigns were fully funded by ourselves. We collected our own money and that's how we ran. I'm not sure about other groups, other teams, how they were supported, but me and Haziq were quite independent in the way that we ran. So from that side, from the financial side, that's the difficulties. But I think once you have your manifesto settled, you can, I mean, for me, I think we won because of the intellectual side. People read the manifesto and maybe they knew about me and they voted for me and my manifesto.
The readers listened to some kind of information and actually rather than,
Yeah, personally, like one of my motivations for SRC is to make it something that is respected again. I'm not sure if the opinion of SRC last semester was something that people look up to joining SRC.
Yes.
And maybe even me, I wouldn't say I totally look up to SRC, so I want to change that for the next tenure with Haziq.
I think, okay, before we proceed to Haziq, I think you can, what is some kind of the flaws that you can see from the previous SRC thingy? Yeah, you can just say it, man.
Well, when it comes to SRC, I feel like your position in SRC is different from your manifesto.
Okay, all right.
So, for me personally, I would wish that the last tenure would have fulfilled their manifestos in the proper time, not rush your manifestos. Make sure you have a specific plan where your manifesto is completed in good time. Where you don't force other people or other groups into, having to accept their manifesto and then seeing it as if it's a success.
Okay.
Yeah, everything should be done in the proper way.
Okay. So how about Haziq, by the way? Well, the process of you, handling the campaign and, during the election process, how is it? How is it that you find?
First of all, during first few weeks of knowing that SRC election is around the corner, I'm quite in dilemma because focusing on IRK HSSS, I'm planning on continuing as a president of IRK HSSS. But also when I see that there's a need for me and Zamil to join SRC to make it more stronger, to make it more respected back as the previous tenure before. So I suggest to Zamil that is it me and you that can change SRC in HS constituency, or is it someone else? So we decided to take parts together, not by competing each other, but by supporting each other.
Cooperating with each other.
Yes, we are cooperating with each other. I'm promoting his manifesto. He also sometimes promoting my manifesto. I don't think he's promoting my manifesto.
Never.
But I don't move. I'm promoting his manifesto. And yes, one of the difficult part is that if you enter HS constituency, you can see that me and Zamil are the most listed, are among the least candidates who uses money to promote ourselves. Even me myself, I use recycled paper because to cut the budget first. The second thing is that funding our own campaign with few hundred ringgit is the first thing that is very hard for me to make decision, because me myself, I need to have money for my foods and so on, and also focusing on SRC, but we managed to use less than 350 ringgit, I think. So it's something that is something that amazed me, but at the same time it is also not advantage, right?
Benefit?
No, nasihat apa? Nasihat pula. It also inspires people. It also inspires people, even though you don't have enough money. So run with a proper and most suitable manifesto for all the students. So the students who really understand the manifesto will vote for you, because all the manifesto needs to be constructed and realizable. That's the first thing. If the manifesto is not realizable, then what can we give to the student? What words or what promise we can give to the students when they vote for us and we win? So yes, so once we entered SRC, our first ambition is that we want SRC to gain back student trust.
Okay. So just now, you guys talk about more onto the financial thing, right? During the process of it. What do you think of the candidate that maybe I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but maybe they have a financial support by some of the organization or any parties, political parties or NGOs? What do you think about it? Is it considered as, I don't know. You think about
my thoughts on candidates having support from the outside?
Yeah, maybe.
since there's no rule on it, then everyone is free to get money from wherever they can.
Okay.
So from that side, I'm okay. It's just for me, it's competition. Whoever has the best idea, I'm okay if they have money from the outside.
But I think it's going to indicate, right, that money is,
secondary
equal
now.
power, right?
Yeah.
That's why I learned in
Supposedly.
political science.
I guess so, but not in this case. In this case, I think idea is one, not the financial side.
Maybe
But
money can promote you better.
Yeah, the only thing I was worried about having groups from the outside supporting certain candidates is that people might not vote based on manifesto.
Yeah.
They might vote based on group. That's something that I don't like. And during the elections, they claimed certain candidates while the election was going on. So that's something I'm against. But
that's why I heard it too, because for me, I believe on independent candidates because those are the one that are going to try make an effort to change this kind of process, SRC process. But those that they have supports.
Yeah, it's like you're wondering what are they running for actually?
What's their motive on this? Yeah. So, and about Haziq, what do you think about it?
Receiving money from outside. Yes, since there's no specific rule saying on that, but my personal judgment or my personal opinion is that receiving money from outside proxy or party is something that is not good, since once you accept the money, there's always something that we need to give in return. So it's either the ideas of the party they use to promote their campaign, and also once they enter SRC, they will use that idea, or also they will use that money to gain people's attention to vote for them. But in the end, what will happen is that they do not fulfill their manifesto fully, like only partially of part of their manifesto being fulfilled.
I think because if they work on, I don't know, if they have someone outside that going to contribute things, maybe they cannot actually apply 100% of their own manifesto instead of the organization manifesto, right?
Yes.
So I think that's something that's different between individual candidates and
I think there's a different motivation between us too.
And talking about financial, do you agree that if you want to actually implement something, the SRC needs a lot of money, or it can just be applied,
To fulfill our manifestos?
To fulfill
it depends, man. But since we're going, like right now we're at Kuliah level, me and Haziq, we're RKHSSS, but now we have to take a step up to the level of Iium. I think there's a reason why the budget for SRC is way higher than the KBS is, and because we do need to use more money. It is a reality. I mean, it's not like I could have won without printing any posters. I had to use a certain amount of money. I couldn't say that I want to be environmentally friendly and print no posters and win. So the reality is, I think you do have to use.
Use money. How about you, Haziq?
Same. I think same goes to Zamzamil. Zamzamil answer most of my. It's not because we are. It's not because we are like one team going to take HS constituency. Maybe because we have the same idea and same vision. So in order to make HS greater again, in order to make the eligible candidates that won, to represent students' voice not just in the Kuliah level but also in the university level. So that when there's no proxies being tied up with us, so we can be more free to construct the ideas on giving benefits to the students. So that's the main point of this. Being elected is not representing parties but representing the students themselves.
Okay, since you guys are individual candidates, right? So do you kind of agree if any political parties try to insert in a education level or university level?
If they have merit, then go ahead.
If they have merit?
Merit, as in, are they qualified to bring their ideas to us? And let's analyze the ideas first. Let's not just straight away go against them. I would say, so we're talking about all the organizations that support the candidates. I wouldn't say that they do only bad things. I appreciate the good stuff that they do, whether their names start with W, whether their names start with H. It's okay, man.
Alright. Okay.
If they bring benefit, then we welcome them.
It's okay. All things will be censored. Okay. How about Haziq? Do you support any political party's ideology inside education level?
defining political parties' idea basically is understanding how their ideas affect students as a whole. If their ideas affect students in a positive way and in terms of improving their lifestyle and education, then I think that's not just a political party idea, but a general idea for the betterment of the student. But if the specific political party aims in conquering IIUM, and conquering IIUM, or their idea is the one that is more valid and the rest of others candidate idea is not that good, I think that one I disagree, because ideas need to be shared, not to be contested. So once idea is being shared and we find the pros and cons of the idea, we can see that basically ideas will help us to generate more understanding about students' welfare and everything, and through that basis we can accept ideas that are very benefit for the students, even though it comes from political party, but we will not look it in a political view.
Okay. Well, if it's bring benefits, then it's okay, right? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So about SRC, I just want to ask the process of the SRC itself, because as we can see, is there any other alternative that you can give us without any election? You know, we try to choose some leaders or representative for our course or for our university. This is my opinion. I can see that SRC kind of divided the student, because in HSS, I think we have the majority number of candidates, right, throughout this IIM or other courses, because we have six candidates. Five candidates. Compared to other courses, is it the same?
But international have 8.
Oh, international have 8. But still, throughout the courses, well, we kind of have the majority candidates in
Political science?
No.
Means in this kuliah.
For the election, for this kuliah, for this HSS kuliah, we have 5 candidates, right? It's because all I can see that those 5 candidates have their own manifestos. And somehow they are competing with each other instead of cooperating. Isn't this some kind of, dividing our kuliah? And do you agree if I say that SRC divides us instead of cooperating?
I see.
Because some of the candidates have its own followers, right? If the candidate is in one, absolutely they don't support you.
Okay.
So do you agree with my statement saying that?
That SRC will divide. I wouldn't say it's divide. I would say it's just competition. Who's the most? Who's the best leader for? Because there's only 2 spots. What can we do? Who's the best that can take those 2 spots? And when it comes to the groups, I think I'm very happy that if once upon a time there was a group, it seems like those groups have turned and they voted for me and Haziq.
Okay. All right. So that's your hope, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To change the way people think. If it's a good thing.
All right.
Agree also.
And Haziq, is there any alternative that?
Alternative.
Alternative.
There are few alternative that is to open up forms for what for open we don't call it open candidate, is it? We call it open nomination, which is in Malay we call it pencalonan umum, which this one will not divide. Because students inside IIUM, all 11,000 students inside Gombak campus inside Gombak campus will vote who will become the president. So I'm not saying that shura is not good, because it's being practiced. Yes, but shura is something good if it is being practiced in a clean way, way. But in terms of mix up with politics and so on, the best way to fill up the open nomination for open candidates, because open candidates will collect what?
Votes from.
We'll collect votes from all kuliah, all students inside this university, in order for the best candidate to become the president. So through this, I think it will not divide. And specifically going directly into the scope of dividing, yes, I agree with Brother Zamil by saying it's a competition, which all the candidates must prove that their manifestos benefits students the most. If they if they fail to prove that their manifesto helps students in terms of performance and academic and also intellectualism, then the students have the right to decide which one they want to choose. So it will not divide us. It actually helped us enhance ourselves to understand more about manifestos, real life, and how it give impact, how this eligible candidate give impact to the students.
About when you're saying about alternatives to bringing the students' voice, there is the KBS Kuliah-based society, and students could give their opinion to them, and they will bring it to the higher ups. But I think SRC is important because there's a real pressure for SRC to represent the students. That doesn't really exist in the Kuliah-based societies. They do well, but the pressure is like really, really high for SRC to bring out the students' voice.
Okay, wow. Okay, I think we have to take a break for this one.
Okay.
There's a lot of information we have right now. But somehow we have to take a break because it's too pressure. It's too intense. Yeah, the topic. So we break after 2 songs and then we continue back with our session. Stay tuned with us, Monday Blues, Iium FM.
Your campus radio.
Right. Alright, we're back after one song from Well-Being, Keep Holding On. So just now we're talking about so many things, I think. So many things, so many inputs. So we're going to proceed with that. So, okay, proceed with that.
So, as you all know, during the SRC election, HS constituency among the least getting voters. So, what do you think about that?
Okay. First of all, we have the trend 3 years directly. Starting from last 3 years, the trend started to fall from 50+% to 48%. And then we thought last year's SRC election might have an increase in HS constituency, but we see also the downfall of it until 43 or 41%, if I'm not mistaken. But lastly, this latest election, it hits HS constituency so bad when we are the least number of voter but the most number of students, which is we have 2,700 plus eligible students to vote, but those who came to vote is only 1,156 students. That is equivalent to only 38%. So the trend starts to fluctuate, if I'm not mistaken, is it?
No, it continues.
The trend continues to decrease the number of eligible the number of voters, which into our concern under IRKHSS as concern, we see that students now are more into real types of leaders. Students now are more towards those who wants to be contested must have the most proper manifesto and must have the most realizable manifesto. Next is that we can see students have lost trust in our HS constituency, mainly because some proxies being elected and maybe they don't fulfill their manifesto. They just give sweet talks to the students. They divert the intention of the students to vote for them, but in the end they are more focusing on how political views of their proxies bring to benefit them instead of benefiting the student. So this trend needs to be stopped, and I thank Allah for giving us this opinion, Zamil, actually to prove back to the students that this SRC from HS constituency in 18 and 19 tenureship, we will prove back the rise of real leadership in focusing on realizing our manifesto and bringing back the voice of the students at the university level.
I just want to add, even though the percentage is low, the number of students that actually came out to vote was still high. 658 votes from me.
Just because we have a lot, huh?
Just because we have a lot, the percentage is low. That I kind of feel like we should expect that. Don't fall for the numbers so fast. Other Kuliahs have half the number of students that we have. We still managed to get how many people?
1,156.
Yeah, 1,100 people came out to vote still. Okay, that's still worth something.
Yeah, that's still worth something. So just now you were talking about the manifesto, right? Can you brief us one more time, before we end our session, brief one more time your individual, Zamil and Haziq, what's your manifesto and have you tried to achieve it?
My first manifesto is on mental health. My second manifesto is on bridging the gap between local students and international students. And my third manifesto is something of a replacement for the current walk-off system.
Mm-hmm.
So number 1 and number 2 are actually in progress already. Before the election, they were in progress. For mental health, my reference has always been Dr. Shukran, the head of Department for Psychology, and for manifesto number 2 has been the International Office, Madam Shaina.
Okay.
I am responsible for starting both systems, with or without SRC.
Okay. Maybe you can tell me some of the reasons why the manifesto is there.
Some of the reasons why yeah, so like I said, I drafted the manifesto before running for SRC. I had to find out, is there actually a problem in UAE when it comes to mental health?
Okay.
I can confirm that yes, mental health is something that we don't focus on enough. And number 2, is there a gap between international students and local students? My reference for that is Dr. Sufyan, the principal of Mahal Zubair, and he would testify that yes, there is something that we can do to close in the gap between local and international students.
Yeah.
All right. And Haziq?
First, my manifesto is to enhance system of welfare in our kuliah to a systematic distribution. My second manifesto is to realize entrepreneurship hub in IRKHS, and last but not least, to propagate Iium Gombak as an eco-friendly campus. For my first and second manifesto, I've also take a step with Zamil, which I've started to construct the manifesto, and it's already ongoing. Even though I'm not being elected as an SRC, this manifesto will still be realized, even though as an individual capability, individual capacity. Sorry. So how is it possible to enhance students' distribution to a more systematic way? Is that collaborating with IRKHS, student societies under Welfare Council. So this Welfare Council will already collected the data of the students. So we will run donation drive, and also we will run donation drive outside IIUM to gather as lot money as possible. So through that we distribute through system where we call Baitul Mal. Why is it Baitul Mal instead of other words of system? Because Baitul Mal is a more just system, which which in Malay we say justice is meletakkan sesuatu kepada haknya. So same goes to here, Baitul Mal system. It's not like you have 6,000 ringgit family income and you have 4,000 ringgit family income, so we will give to 4,000. But the point is, the 4,000 ringgit income only have 2 children, but the 6,000 income have 15 children. So it's quite imbalanced there. So when we're talking about this manifesto, it's already being constructed and already being ongoing, I think. And we just want to make it more systemized. Systemized. Systematic.
Well, I think that's a good manifesto there that you have. That's why you guys are the winner, right? So whatever it is, I think I think for me the most thing that I want is to make UIA clean. Yeah, it's because we are Islamic university.
Okay.
During my visits to other university, it's not even, I can say it's a Tela university. Tela is not an Islamic university, right? And throughout my observation with the toilets and an environment is
magnifying glass.
It's cleaner. All I can say is cleaner. It's cockroach free.
So you're scared of cockroach?
But in UAE, you can see everywhere, and people are not being.
To add on, actually, the toilet, our toilet is quite clean, but maybe the design is quite old, so we don't feel that very conducive. If I'm not mistaken.
Very comfortable. You don't get our Mahala toilet, Farouk.
But also, to ensure that IIUM is a clean campus, we must first start to propagate them towards eco-friendly campus. So this is one of my manifesto, to propagate students to use as much possible item that's already recycled in order to lessen the trash inside IIUM.
It's like in our religion also. And Zabatu Binal? Iman.
Team for SRC.
Alright, so we have end our slot for today.
Maybe
and
Firdaus for SRC after this.
No, it's not going to be Firdaus SRC. It's Firdaus for Malaysia.
Firdaus for PM.
Alright, so I would like to say thank you so much for both of you, Zamil and Haziq, for coming to our Iium FM, and congratulations again.
Thank you
for
very
winning the
much.
SRC election. And I hope that you guys can bring HS or even UAE to a betterment in the future.
Inshallah.
I mean, so yeah, with that, we have to close our session for today.
Thank you very much,
And
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And stay tuned with us. Next week, we got a guest.
Yeah,
Alright.
we have Dain Syahmi and also Amir Rushadi.
Yes, as a guest for our slot 4 to 5. So stay tuned with us. Monday Blues, Iium FM.
Your campus radio.
Take care.
Ciao.